Now it's time to move on to a few more complex functions, which are namely len, rand and rand between. The len function allows you to count the alphabets in any cell. Like these two cells, we will count the alphabets for them. To apply this function, you will again press equals to and write len, then select this. The only argument you need to put in this function is the text for which you want the alphabets. I will select this cell and close the brackets, enter, and now it's showing me that this word has 5 alphabets. For this you can apply the formula again, but remember that you can drag your formulas, so you just need to drag it like this and your formula has been copied down to count the alphabets for this word, which are 13. The rand function generates random numbers for you ranging from 0 to 1, which are basically the probabilities of anything that's going to occur. So let's apply rand equals to rand. You select this and just close your brackets and enter. No need to enter anything between the brackets. So now this function has returned me a random number between 0 and 1. To get more random numbers, you can drag this formula in any of your cells. But you can also see that these numbers keep constantly changing when you drag your function. So the number I had over here the first time is not the same as now. Again, when I type anything in this worksheet, will change these numbers like this. You can see all the numbers have changed. So this is important to know that these numbers are not static. Rand between gives you random numbers between a range that you select, not just 0 and 1. You can give it a range and this will return you random numbers from within that range. So when I do equals to rand between and I select this, the two arguments it's asking me is the bottom and the top limit for the range that we want. For example, I want random numbers between 10, comma, and going up to 50. Brackets closed, enter. So now I have been given a random number that's 17. You can drag this further to get a lot of random numbers, and you can again see that the random numbers being generated through rand between are again not static and they are changing as you keep on typing anything in the worksheet or dragging your functions. The application for these three functions usually come in when you are trying to select random people. For example, when you are in a lucky draw, you need to select random people. This is where these three functions can help you. To further apply this concept and understand it properly, we will do these two questions. So this problem reads that I have 2 toffees and I only want to give them to 2 people, whereas I have 5 candidates over here. So how will I select these random 2 people? I can use the rand between function. So I will select equals to rand between like this, and then the range I want to give it could be the serial numbers attached to these names 1 to 5, and I will press enter. So it has returned to me the first random number, that's 2. So I know that the first toffee I'm going to give is to this person, Kamal. And I can drag this either to the right or downward to get another randomly generated number to find the second person who deserves this toffee. But now you see the problem is that the first number changes as you drag your formula throughout the page. If I drag this even further, now the numbers are changing again, right? So for this you will have to copy and paste your randomly generated numbers by pasting the values only, so those values won't change. Now let's do this again. Equals to rand between 1 and 5 and enter, and then I will drag it. I don't want these recipients to change. If I even type anything in this worksheet again, the numbers will change, and I don't want that to happen. So what I will do is I will copy these CTRL-C and I will paste these over here. But we will paste this from our paste special menu. This has a lot of options. We will cover these in the upcoming lectures. But right now we will just cover the paste values only. You can also right click on your cell, open up this menu, and this gives you paste values. Right, so when you paste values, the formula from these values, it goes away. Now if you type in anything, these two numbers will keep changing, but your recipients over here are fixed and final. So now I know that I can give my toffees to Kamal and Tayyeba, and these two recipients won't change. When you're working in a quiz for a question like this, you will give the heading of your performed formula right in front of the formula where you have performed it. Do not delete this working, because this is what will get you the marks. So your teacher needs to know that you know how to apply rand between and what's its application, and this is equally as important, because pasting them with the values only and not the formula, as you can see from this bar over here, is important, so that you show the teacher that you understand that these values are not fixed and you need to fix them by pasting them with the values only. So you can write over here fixed values perhaps, so that your teacher knows that these are fixed and that you understand how this function works. So you have randomly selected two people who will get these toffees. For the len function, we have another problem. So again I have toffees and the same 5 people whom I can give these toffees to. But now my criteria for selecting these people is that I will give those toffees to the people who have more than 5 letters in their names. This again is a random way of selecting your recipients. So I will type in equals to len, and then I will give it the text, brackets close, enter. And then I will drag this formula down to get the alphabets for every person's names. And you can check this. The formula has been copied down accordingly. So now I know that I can give my 2 toffees to the people who have more than 5 letters, and you can clearly see over here that Tayyeba and Nahal have more than 5 letters in their names. So in this scenario, my recipients for these 2 toffees will be these 2. For these small data sets, it's easier for you to simply look back to your data set and see who 2 is Kamal and who 4 is, and who has more letters in their names. But when you have a lot of data, you won't be able to skim through your data visually. So for these we will do more functions, the VLOOKUP functions and the logical functions, to be able to locate who this deserving person is, and this will be covered in the upcoming lectures.